This is my new office. If you saw my last vlog, you saw me not only planning my next novel, but also trying to get my old office ready for my partner to move into. Basically, we're swapping offices and I am being an absolute martyr and taking the smaller one. That's kind of a lie because I'm getting a second room. So I'm splitting into 2 rooms. I'm very excited about it actually. As you can see over here on the wall, I've been testing some very vibrant colors. The bookshelves are gonna go against this wall. The fairy lights will come back, don't worry. I know you're worried. The electrician's just been here to move the lights, and then we also had a random thing downstairs that wasn't working very well. This is my light. Do you like it? It's very dusty at the moment. I need to clean it. Anyway, so last week I finished planning SP5. If you don't know what that is, it will be my 5th published novel. I created an outline, I wrote a synopsis. If you want to see that whole process, you can go watch that vlog. And I did that then amidst all of this because I'm currently waiting on edits for SP4 to come back. So I drafted SP4, waiting on those edits. I thought I'll get a head start on planning SP5 because I know I'm going to have to start writing that as soon as I'm done with SP4 edits. But that means that this week and next week, while I'm waiting on those edits and I've already done my planning, all I need to focus on is getting my office up and running so that when SP4 edits come back, I can just, I don't know what that was, straight into edits in a comfortable environment. So as you can see, there's a load of just crap in this room right now. So I need to clear out all the crap. Most of it is my partner's. And then I need to start priming the walls. By the way, I'm using the top color, this kind of like off-white. Today's Tuesday. This afternoon, because it's already the afternoon because the electrician was here this morning. This afternoon, we're gonna clear out this room. Wednesday, tomorrow, we're gonna prime in the morning, and then in the afternoon/evening, we're gonna paint. That's the plan. So let's do it, I guess. So I need to start doing this and I really don't want to, which is why I'm doing this weird procrastination dance. I gotta start. Okay. I really struggle with getting going sometimes on things. And this is true for my writing too. I trick myself this way with my writing. What I tell myself is just like, you literally only have to do it for 5 minutes. And then if you want to stop after 5 minutes, you can. I think I can make a dent in 5 minutes. Let's do it. Let's do 5 minutes. Okay, in hindsight, there is a lot in here that my partner needs to deal with. So I'm gonna make this his problem later, and we're gonna do this evening. Procrastinated successfully. Not my problem anymore. See you this evening, I guess. That transition doesn't work that way. So one thing I haven't done is tell you why I've done this little office shuffle. I talked a little bit about this in my last vlog, but basically my partner and I are swapping offices. We have now swapped offices. I say that because he's already in my old office because we actually both needed more space. His office is smaller than my office. And so for him moving into the bigger office, it meant that he just had space for all of his furniture. It was very cramped in there before. If you want to see me turning my old office into his new office, you can watch my last vlog. I'll leave a link in the description. But you might be thinking, hey Sam, if you also need more space, why are you moving into the smaller office? And that's because we actually have this really small spare room. We call it the box room. That's a pretty common term here in the UK. The box room was basically just being used for storage. So we've now cleared that out of everything that was being stored in there. We've put some stuff up in the loft. We've sold some stuff. We're using some of it in other parts of the house. Some of it we've donated. But anyway, we cleared all of that out and that is going to become a guest room / hobby room. So by hobby room, I basically mean yarn storage. I started crocheting in summer of last year and yarn has taken over my life. I'm drowning in it. I am like sat next to a giant pile of yarn and that's like well under half of my yarn. So I've bought a giant like IKEA Kallax shelf, which is one of the like square cubby ones. And then I've got the like X-shaped dividers to go in and that will help me organize all of my yarn or wool. So that's going to be great. That's basically just going to be all the craft supplies of any type of craft are gonna go in there. And it's also where the day bed that was in my old office will go. So because the day bed is moving out of my room and I don't have to store any craft supplies in there, which is what the small wardrobe in my previous office was for, I now don't need anywhere near as much space for just my books and my desk. So the transformation that you're seeing this week is me putting just my desk and my books in there. So it's becoming a true just office space for me. The vast majority of my books will be in there, other than the books that are here on this shelf, which we are downstairs at the moment. Other than these books, all of my books will be on the shelves in that room. And then I will have my desk. I'm going to have a chest of drawers that's going to have office supplies and stuff in it. And then I'm also going to, I think, take my rowing machine up there. Buying this house nearly 4 years ago has definitely shown us that you really do kind of expand to fit the space that you have. Because before this, we were in a 2-bed flat. And like, yes, of course, we were bursting at seams. There was stuff everywhere. But when I first moved in there, we had nowhere near enough stuff to fill every inch of it. And then over the years that we were there, it was filled to the brim. And then we bought this place and we were like, God, this is more space than we could ever possibly need. And sure enough, despite it being just the two of us and our dog, we are now like full to the brim again. But I say full to the brim, I think we've had a lot of things that we've held on to that should be donated or sold because we weren't sure if we were going to need them in different spaces. And now that we've like done this office swap and we know what our bedroom remodel is going to look like, which is going to happen later in the year, I think we're finally ready to make some decisions about some of the things that have been taking up space. So yes, the house will be full. We'll be using every room, but it shouldn't feel full to the brim. It shouldn't feel overly cluttered anymore. And I think that's really important to me because as I get older, the less comfortable with clutter I am. And I don't mean like this. These shelves are full. I like that because it's contained into the shelves. But having stuff just stacked everywhere, having, shelves of just miscellaneous things that don't have a home, I have less and less of a tolerance for that as I get older, less of a tolerance for things not having a proper place. It'll be interesting to see now that we're doing this swap, if we can make the rest of the house feel like it starts to come into order a little bit. And that's important because by the end of the year, we need the house to be in order because my entire family is coming from the US to visit us for Christmas. So there's gonna be 9 adults and 4 children in this 4-bedroom house, which is gonna be interesting. So we needed to do this in order to just like make sure that we'd visualize the amount of space correctly. And hopefully I think that we have. Anyway, back to the transformation. I was going through it yesterday, okay? Yes, it's been 2 days, but we're gonna do it today. It's fine. I'm in here, I'm ready to start priming. It's like 10:30 in the morning, so I'm gonna put on an audiobook. I'm listening to the 3rd book in the Delilah Green Doesn't Care series by Ashley Herring Blake. Loved the first 2 books. Excited to read the 3rd one, which is called Iris Kelly something. I'm not quite sure yet what I'm gonna do about these different colored walls. For a while, I had thought that I was not gonna prime this wall because it felt like a more like cream off-white color to me when everything was in here. But looking at it now, it looks more like a gray and I'm wondering if I should still prime it. So I think I'm gonna prime everything, which is annoying, but we move. Yeah, just priming everything in white before I paint it a different white. Not much to say about that, so let's do it.
I spend most of my time viewing what I want from the outside. I comb it over like it's a scene of a crime. The only guilty I find staring back at me in the mirror at night.
Okay, so the plan for today is to get all of the bookshelves in and installed, as well as the curtain rod. Getting the bookshelves in means all my existing bookshelves we have in a different room at the moment, so they need to be brought in, but we also need to fix them to the wall and fix them to each other. We also need to put together one more bookshelf. I've just got the IKEA Billy bookcases, and I basically have gotten an extra 80 centimeter one because I'm going to alternate the 40 and 80. You'll see what I mean when we go up there, but that's going to be easier said than done because this is our dining room of doom at the moment while we're doing all of this. And somewhere down in there is the new Billy bookcase. So I've got my work cut out for me. So I'm going to wait for my husband to finish eating breakfast and then we're going to start on this. But hopefully by the end of the day, I will have furniture in the office.
Almost shouldn't you mull over.
What?
Almost screwing things in.
Don't look at the camera.
Wow.
F***ing amateur. It's lined up. Yay!
There you go.
Oh.
Good job.
Okay, so what I'm now doing is trying to figure out where all of the artwork is going to go on this wall. This is going to be like a gallery wall over the desk. I only have one thing that I know where it needs to go, and that is this mirror. It needs to go roughly right there, which I know seems like a weird place for it, but basically because I film on my phone, I need a mirror behind where my phone will sit when I'm filming, and I'm going to film from right there because it'll be easy to have a tripod on my desk that never moves that's then permanently set up for my videos. And if I have a mirror, then I can use the back camera instead of the front camera to film, which just allows me to have higher quality. So there does need to be a mirror there, probably like here. That's still in its packaging, but the frame is actually gold. I do have some gold spray paint for anything that's not already gold. I'm fine with different colors of gold. I'm fine for it to look a little bit eclectic, but if it is like wooden, then I would spray paint it probably to be gold. Just for this gallery wall. I also have this. I'm gonna scribble out the attribution, but I have it. And then I have this, and I love it. I don't have a frame this size though. So I'm thinking about just spray painting this gold, and it's really easy because it just comes out. It's just a magnet. And then I have this frame, but instead of this print, I think I'm gonna put in this print. I think the green will go really nicely. And then some more oddly shaped things. I have this, which I would like to hang up. It actually goes this way. It is battery operated, so I don't need to plug it in. And then I just have this little S, and it's got a kind of almost gold colored ribbon. If you want to call it gold, perfect. If you want to call it yellow, that's fine because the rug that I'm going to be putting in is kind of like a goldenrod yellow color. And then finally, I have this wall light, which is plug-in, so it would need to go somewhere that it could get to a plug. So probably on the left-hand side there. And then I've got this shade to go on it. Okay, I think I've decided, so I'm gonna go get some picture hangings and then we'll start. Yeah, it needs something up there. Okay, sorry, I had to reposition you because I had a brainwave. I have this, and I have had it for years and never known what to do with it. But it's got little hangers on the back, so I think I'm gonna put that in that gap. And then, because this is wood, I might actually leave this frame wood. The only thing I'm not loving is actually the moon, and I'm wondering if I want to swap it with this. Okay, I'm so happy with this actually, like so happy. This lampshade is gonna sit just a little bit higher once it has a bulb in it. Right now I've just got the shade balanced on the fitting. So I'm not thriving this morning. We had a little belated Valentine's dinner last night and it involved some soju. I don't drink very much, and so when I do drink these days, it really hits me. It was nice, but I wish I'd stopped a bit sooner. I also am really frustrated because after spending hours yesterday on my desk set up, getting my cable management done, I discovered that my computer doesn't actually support having 2 external monitors. And you might be thinking, Sam, shouldn't you have checked that before you bought a second external monitor? Yes, and I did, but there's conflicting information on the Apple website. So I saw something that said that if my computer had a Thunderbolt port, that it should be able to support it. Turns out that's not the case. If your computer has just an M1 or M2 chip, it only supports one external display. You have to have an M1 or M2 or M3 Pro or Max chip in order to support more than one. So I'm gonna return the new one. I have an iPad that I never use anymore because I bought it for work a couple of years ago for a very specific purpose that when I left that job no longer applied. So it just kind of sits around, and I'm wondering if, because I can't plug in more than one monitor even through a hub, but I could, and we tested this last night, I could AirPlay to the TV and be connected to an external monitor at the same time. So I'm wondering if, whilst it's not very big, my iPad could work as another monitor. I don't know. It's not going to be as good, but I'm going to give it a go. Basically, that means I'm going to spend today undoing all of the work that I did yesterday in terms of cable management in order to extract my new monitor, which probably means I didn't do a very good job of it because I shouldn't have to undo everything in order to change out one component, I guess. Anyway, so I'm gonna undo all of that and reset up the desk with the new setup, test out the iPad, and then I need to clear up in here because starting tomorrow, I'm gonna be filling these bookshelves. I just last night ordered one last thing for my wall because I saw it was on sale and it was something I had bookmarked. So I'm gonna have something to go up in the corner above where the rowing machine is. I'm gonna have something to go above the dresser. I need to bring my walking pad in. And then of course, once I've put my books on the shelves, it's not just gonna be straight filled with books. It's gonna have lots of like knickknacks and little pockets of other stuff going on. So that's gonna happen throughout this week. I'm gonna go get some breakfast and then we're gonna undo yesterday's work.
Oh, is that so
I know.
comfy?
Yes, good.
Oh.
Kirby hasn't gotten used to the idea of his bed yet. He keeps just lying on the new carpet. As you can see, I have filled the bookshelves behind me. They're not filled in the way that they need to be, but I wanted to just bring the books in here just so I could get a sense of the volume and what it's like to have it filled up. You can see that over here is where I put out my knickknacks and fake plants that I have and stuff like that. I only have fake plants because I can't keep real plants alive in this house. My old flat used to be a veritable jungle. We had so many houseplants. It was amazing. And when we moved to this house, God, nearly 4 years ago now, they just one by one started dying. So fake plants only. Obviously it won't look like this. The knickknacks and plants and stuff will be interspersed. But I'm pleasantly surprised at the volume of books. You can't see behind the door, but there is the other 40 centimeter Billy there, as well as the really narrow one that I'm using for like filming equipment. I think typically when I film, I'll have the door shut so you'll be able to see that nice symmetrical bookshelf spread behind me. It's gonna be the right amount of space. I managed to get the drawer of the Billy out. I had to completely take it apart in order to do so. Sorry I didn't show myself doing that. It was not fun and very spontaneous. Everything else looking pretty good. I do have some more things that are going to go on the wall that won't come until midweek, which should be in time for the end of this vlog, which would be great. I would love to be able to show you just a 100% completed room. So yeah, I'm done for today. I'm gonna go make some dinner. There's nothing I want to do less after a long day than cut up butternut squash, but alas, here we are.
Something we want to do differently. Your versions of Pete Michael.
And you.
Praise McLean. And
Janet, you're not gonna.
Is there any way?
So I had this idea a few weeks ago, but then I've recently seen that Leonie from the book Leo did it as well, and I think it's such a fun idea, which is to organize my bookshelves in different ways to see, do I actually like them that way? Is there maybe something that surprises me? I historically have always organized my books by author with a caveat. I've organized all my fiction books by author, and I've organized within, kind of like in a bookstore where you have category breakdowns. So you'll have fiction, and then you'll have memoir, poetry, nonfiction, that kind of thing. But then each of those is organized by author. So I didn't have genre breakdown within that, but I just had those sort of category breakdowns. I like that because it's easy to find things. However, it's really inconvenient when you get new books because it means you have to shift everything. So if I want to put something in a shelf that's nearly full, I then have to move the end of that shelf down to the next shelf and then potentially move that shelf. It just becomes a bit of a faff when your bookshelves start to get really full, which is what I experienced previously, which meant that I ended up just with stacks of books everywhere, despite the fact that I did still have a bit of room on my shelves. I should have more than enough space here because this entire 80 centimeter section of Billy bookcases is brand new, and some of my books have gone downstairs, which I'll show you that right now. Welcome to the downstairs bookshelf. Over here we have my husband's books on these two shelves. Then down here is dog treats and puzzles. Puzzles along the entire bottom shelf. This is like novelty nonfiction. So like book about cottagecore. There's a book about wabi-sabi, like stupid stuff like that. Graphic novels and comics. And then these are my two shelves. So this is my Tolkien collection, including a lovely Gollum book nook that one of my best friends gave me, and my beloved Lord of the Rings Pez dispensers. I don't know if you can see them back there. And then up here we have my romance shelf. So we have my copies of Wuthering Heights. We have copies of all my Emily Henry books, and then we have copies of my books over there. So these are all the books that came downstairs. Welcome back to the office. Basically, because some of those books have gone downstairs and I have this new bookshelf, I should be able to fit everything really easily and have plenty of space left. I need to tape down this rug because I keep tripping over it, so this is gonna be a fun video. So organizing by author might still be a good move for me, but I want to try some other ways as well. For example, I've really loved the look, especially for videos, of having books organized by color, but I've always been afraid I wouldn't be able to find things, because even if you know what the title and the author is, you have to remember what the cover is, and maybe when you look it up, it's not the same cover, especially since I live in the UK. It's just a little bit, I don't know, it feels like it would be overwhelming to me, but I want to try it because who knows, maybe I would really like it. So we're going to try author, we're going to try by color, and then the last one that we're going to try, which full transparency, I think is how I want to organize them moving forward, but I won't know until we do this experiment, and that is by genre or by groupings. So for example, being able to have a shelf of like cozy fantasy, being able to have a shelf of science fiction, and then maybe I'll organize it by author within that. But when you have a small category, it tends to be more acceptable to just kind of let it be whatever it is. And that way you don't have to shuffle things around. You just kind of add things to the category that they are. We're gonna start with color. One, because it's the one I think I'm going to be least drawn to. So we're going to start with it so we can get it over with. But also just because I think it's a nice visual thing to start with. Because these books are not organized at the moment. I just brought them in from where they were. And I just shoved them wherever I could fit them in order to get them into this room. So there is no organization here. So at least we'll get some kind of visual organization going on. I am rewatching The Good Place. So I'm going to put on The Good Place and I'm going to organize my books by color. I think for this one, I'm not going to try to do knickknacks, I'll just move them out of the way because I personally think that color-based bookshelves look better when things are like pretty tightly stacked. So unless there's a clear opportunity for knickknacks, I probably won't place them there. Does that make sense? All right, let's do it. Okay, I've come across my first major frustration with color, and I'm not even that far in. This is the Chronicles of St. Mary series by Jodi Taylor. I have every single book. All of them are mostly black with different colored backgrounds. I would probably put them in the black category, except the last one is blue. The last one is blue. So am I supposed to just separate the last book from the series and put the rest of them in black? Or am I supposed to separate the whole series? Or am I supposed to put the blue one in with the blacks? I'm fine with this, actually. I'm totally chill. This is not hurting my soul.
Peeling back the layers of the part I've been playing for you. Used to be so easy. Now I get queasy when things start going wrong. And in this life we all know that the starting is the hardest part.
Okay, look, I've kind of done the best that I can. It goes that way and then snakes back that way and then it's gone this way. I haven't finished because I can tell you right now I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't know where anything is. We're going to switch it up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to organize by author. I don't think this is how I want to do it moving forward, but it might be because it's how I've always done it. And also it will then make it easier for me to do the by genre organization because I will have all of the author's books together in one place. So let's do that, I guess. This is going to be another big sorting moment.
Do you believe me? Or even see me as I fall apart?
Okay, sorting done. I need some lunch and then we'll come back and start organizing them. We're taking a little break from book arranging, 1 for lunch and 2 for the fact that I just got my structural edit letter back. And it's good feedback. I don't know. Sorry, I was really nervous about this one. I'm not gonna lie. I was like convinced that there was gonna be a ton of work that needed doing. And I'm like actively trying not to cry my makeup off because I'm so relieved that the feedback is good. Maybe I'll make another video breaking down the nature of the feedback. Maybe that would be helpful. But for now, I'm just immensely relieved. And it means that we are on track to bring you my 4th book this year. That's crazy. Okay, let's get back to the books. All right, we're back from lunch. The hair down. We're gonna keep going. I'd organized everything before lunch. Now I just need to actually put things on the shelves where they're supposed to go. Let's do it.
You don't walk, you levitate. I tried my best to imitate, but it's hard to leave the ground when you're stuck staring down. I'm just a bustle in the crowd.
This is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. But anyway, I got them organized. We're gonna do... Oh, shit. I left Suzanne Collins. Give me a sec. Now I've done it. And I swear I didn't do this on purpose, but there you just saw the perfect illustration of what I was talking about when I was talking about why this doesn't always work for me, which is that if you get a new book, you have to move everything around in order to fit it. So... not ideal, but I know where everything is. Anyway, so tomorrow we're going to do it by genre, and I think that's how I'm going to keep it So when I do it tomorrow, I will put in knickknacks and try to decorate as I go. I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. It is Wednesday, day 2 of our bookshelf makeover. And today is the day that we are going to turn all of this into the bookshelves that I want. Because today we are arranging by genre. And I don't just mean genre, I mean subgenre as well. I'm gonna have a shelf? I'm trying to say shelf and cozy at the same time, because what I wanted to say is I'm gonna have a shelf for cozy fantasy. I'm gonna have a shelf for high fantasy, for science fiction, for lit fic, multiple shelves for romance. It's gonna be fantastic. I'm pretty sure this is the way that I want to organize my books moving forward. I could be wrong. I could arrange it and be like, actually, I hate this. Let's do it. First step, as always, is going to be organization. And I have to decide how I want to separate things as well, not just go ahead and separate them, because unlike color, there's not a pre-established way for me to do this. So it might take a little while, but we're going to do it. Okay, so I've organized everything. I'm not super happy with how to break up like general fiction. I think that the divide between like literary fiction, women's fiction, like it's all just a little bit blurry. There's a few things that I just don't know where to put them, like Bunny by Mona Awad. I guess I'll put in fantasy. Maybe it should go in dark academia. I don't know. What else? And we've got some like classics here. And again, the definition of classics is a little bit stretched, because like, is Catch-22 a classic? I mean, I had to read it in school. Does that make it a classic? So that's that. I'm gonna go have a quick lunch break because that took me over an hour to do. And then we will start arranging after lunch. Okay, so I've had lunch, and I think what I want to do is I want to take a picture of my shelves, and then over the top of that, I want to like draw to plan where things are gonna go. So I'm gonna do that while I watch The Good Place.
I became such a good person, I almost forgot. I'm a world-class liar, baby.
Huh? You died in Canada? Ah! That is so weird and embarrassing. Oh my god, you are so cute. You are so cute, it's gross.
I mean, there's a decent chance this entire thing is just a complex electrochemical reaction caused by my synapses randomly firing in the millisecond after my death.
Okay, I have finished my little map of where everything's gonna go. So I think this is gonna go a lot faster now. First step is gonna be getting all this stuff off the shelves so I can then arrange the books, and then I'll be able to put all the knickknacks on top of things. We're done. Just realized the iPad's in your way. I'm really sorry about that. Okay, I think I'm done rearranging. I think the knickknacks are mostly where they're gonna go. I still need to put up my fairy lights, and should I have done that before putting up things like plants? Probably, but here we are. I've got some baskets that are gonna go on the top of these bookshelves, so they won't look quite so sparse up there, I promise. But I think I'm good. That writer's map book, I'm actually thinking of putting up top because I think it's so pretty, and it's kind of a shame to have it way down there. I've got an IKEA order coming this afternoon with a few more bits. And so today and tomorrow, I'm going to just finish up last final touches in here, and then we will be done.
Drops to the floor. They said it would get easier, but I don't know who for. Days move faster now. forever, the love that never fades. It's easy to make promises for the young and free, but you kept every word you said, and you stayed true to me. We lean into the great beyond, there's more love yet to make. 'Cause some things last forever, but love that never fades.
And that's it. I am done. Looking around this space, I am so obsessed. I was actually really worried that I wasn't gonna have enough light at nighttime, but it's so bright in here with the lamps that I've added, and I haven't even turned on anything that's on my bookshelves other than the fairy lights. It's perfect. I love it so much, but no transformation is complete without some beauty shots. So I'm gonna show you those next. Thank you so much for watching. I did today start filming the vlog where I'm starting on my structural edits. So if you want to come along for that journey, make sure that you're subscribed. That video is coming very, very soon. Just a quick reminder of what the room looked like before, and now here is the after.
Hey.